ReviewsOnAnything, and welcome to my study room, office, or whatever you want to call it. And welcome to Google Stadia Founders Edition. Yes. Now this is not going to be the full-fledged long-term review because I've only had this for less than a week, so there's no real saying how this will hold up over time yet. But that review is coming in, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, so stay tuned for that. You've seen the title of this video though, so I'm going to explain to you what my first impressions of Stadia are and why I think that I am the full-on, spot-on target group for Google Stadia. Now, first things first, I am 36 years old. I was born in 1983, a long time ago, but that means I have been growing up with the advent of personal computing, the rise of the internet, but also more to the point of this video is the rise of gaming. I've had the first Atari, I played Pong back in the day, I've had the first Game Boy, the first Nintendo, the first Xbox, and throughout the years I've been sort of a casual gamer all along, playing on various platforms, playing on mobile at some point, moving to iPads, and now this has come almost full circle, I'd say, to Google Stadia. Now, the word casual gamer is important here because I don't think Google Stadia is for full-on, full-fledged, hardcore professional gamers yet. It is a product that is in its infancy, obviously, a product that still has to grow and develop. But I think this is not aimed at people who are buying 4,000 or 5,000 euro hardcore dedicated gaming PCs with hair trigger finger controller systems that are upset about the nearest millisecond of screen delay. It's not for those people yet. It is much more for people like me who are casual gamers and have now come to a stage in their lives, 36 years old, like I said, that I have kids. I don't really want to spend a lot of money on a console anymore that I don't use that often. I don't want to have, the latest and greatest 8K 2 milliseconds delay TV in my living room on full display with a big console underneath. But I am still interested in that gaming feature and that gaming world, so to speak. And that is where Google Stadia comes in, because the promise of Google Stadia is that this is pretty much all you need, other than a browser, a Chromecast, or any other screen to play on. Now, granted, right now at launch, it is really not that available on all screens yet. The promise of the all-screen gaming experience is just not there yet. You can play it on, dedicated Pixel devices, in your browser and through a Chromecast, but it's not everywhere yet. But it does work, and as you can tell by the midnight blue with orange stylish controller, I got the Founders Edition to get early access, which means you get this one, the Chromecast Ultra, and you get to pick your screen name as one of the first people to, play in Google Stadia. So that's actually kind of cool. And obviously I'm, a tech enthusiast, so I wanted to dive right into this. But back to the sort of concept of Google Stadia, it is gaming anywhere, anytime without the dedicated hardware, which is awesome. Everything happens in the Google Cloud, meaning you can get any kind of enormous multiplayer online games that are simply not possible on console hardware, because no matter how great your hardware is, the day you purchase it, it's going to be outdated, of course. And Google can handle all the raw processing power much better in the data centers than you can ever do at home. That does come with limitations, mainly the internet speed that you have in your house. Well, that's a whole different topic to address. But I live in the Netherlands, one of the countries where the Founders Edition was available, not by accident, because the Netherlands is one of the countries with the highest average internet speed in the world. And that is certainly the case in my house. I do have a super fast internet connection that is more than plenty and more than capable enough to play the Google Stadia games in 4K, full resolution, full audio, and all that. So that is the reality of my world. Of course, there are going to be people that are bashing it because they have some kind of terrible 3G connection in their house because they live in the middle of nowhere. Sure, it's not for you quite yet, but you'll get there at some point. For me, in my case, here in the Netherlands, I have fantastic internet speeds, so for me it works great. So the fact that the internet speeds here in the Netherlands are awesome, the fact that the Founders Edition was available here, and that I am of a generation that has grown up with gaming, but I'm not a hardcore, full-on powerhouse gamer, makes Stadia good for me. Now, a second interesting reason why I am the target group for Google Stadia is the fact that I am 36 and I have 2 children, like most people my age start doing, children. Those children are 5.5 and 2.5 at the time of recording this video in 2019. They're from a generation that is not raised with hardware, anything else than a screen. For them, music comes out of the cloud. Anything they watch comes from YouTube or Netflix. Anything they will at some point do with email or document processing will also be in the cloud. They're not from a generation that works with physical objects like consoles or any kind of hardware that they need to have at home at their desks. It's not, it doesn't take too much imagination to look into a future not too far away where we just have screens and any content that we want just appears on the screen whenever we need it. We're already halfway there with iPads, Netflix, Gmail. It doesn't really matter what it is. It just appears on any screen and it is compatible cross-platform. So this is the only hardware that you really need to play Google Stadia. You can even play it with a mouse and a keyboard as well. So I think for my kids, for the next generation of gamers, Google Stadia will be a totally painless, frictionless experience that is just in line with everything they already know. Now, Google Stadia does have problems at this point. First of all, there is this, which is a USB cable that I have to connect to my controller. That's not nice. The game library, it's not all there yet. It's also not so nice. The fact that you still have to pay full price for games, even though you don't technically own them, and you already have the subscription, maybe also not so nice. But those are all, I think, child diseases that still have to be worked out. It's a platform, it's not officially in beta, because you can't have people paying $130 for a beta product that doesn't work yet. So it works and everything is fine, but there are still a lot of kinks to work out. I want to compare it a little bit with how Gmail was back in the day when it launched. It was invite only, and once you got in, it was cool to be in Gmail, but yeah, it wasn't all that yet. Fast forward to today, Gmail is amazing. Everything works the way you want it to work, cross-platform, and everything is just fine. And I think Google Stadia will go that way as well. Is it the most, responsive, super fast-paced, millisecond system? Absolutely not yet, because obviously Google will be working behind the screens to update things all over the place as well. And I think we have a starting point right now that is only gonna get better in the future and in the very near future as well, actually, because after the founders got online this week, I think the first edition or whatever they call it will be online not too far away. So, the more and more players they start adding, the more and more they start scaling up the platform. And of course, the development that is then possible as well on that platform with so many players, all the data they collect will only improve the experience. For now, I really like it. For me, the casual gamer, this is fantastic. You click a button on your phone, you buy the game, it shows up on my computer right away. I'm playing on a 5K iMac. So, it's a fantastic gaming experience. The controller feels great. First impressions are nice. It feels good and responsive. It does everything I need to do. And like I said, with my internet speeds, I have no issues at all with response time, delays, or any kind of buffering. So for me, the experience so far has been pretty seamless and pretty awesome. Exactly what I expected from it. And I think if you look at this from the hardcore gaming angle, you're sort of missing the point. That's not what it's about yet. But I think as the platform develops, also those target groups will be spoken to. And I think the potential of Google Stadia is fantastic and very underrated in all the reviews that I've seen so far. It's not a bad product, like I said, but it's a product that still needs to grow over time. So I think given time, this will be a moment that we look back 10 years from now saying, yes, that is it. That is exactly where gaming started to take a new direction, just like we did with Gmail maybe. So this was it for this short video of Google Stadia. The review itself will be coming in a few weeks, like I said, when I've thoroughly tested everything and give you some actual feedback on controller, playable, game selection and so on. And it's going to be interesting to see the updates between now and then already. Please subscribe to the channel to not miss out on that video. And for now, I'll say cheers, and we're going to do some more gaming.